And a warm welcome to the program. I'm Melinda Kinlami. Our focus is on the Northwest today, but first, our top stories. The River State governor has vowed to take decisive action against those responsible for setting ablaze 3 local government secretariats on Monday. Governor Siminalayi Fubara pledged that, unlike previous cases, the incident will not be swept under the carpet, as his administration will collaborate with security agencies to identify the perpetrators and hold them accountable. He stated this during the swearing-in of 4 new commissioners at the executive chambers of the Government House in Port Harcourt, expressing regret that the recent political crisis has overshadowed his administration's achievement. The governor announced plans to dedicate a day later this month to highlight these achievements. In his address to the newly appointed commissioners, Governor Fubara asked them to work closely with him to advance the progress of the state amidst the ongoing economic challenges. The Director General of the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, Mr. Umar Mohammed, says the Jebba Dam is currently spilling excess water as regulated by Kanji Dam operators. However, the agency is working closely with the operators of Kanji and Jebba dams on the management of the reservoirs. He added that the rain is gradually shifting to the south and there is still some amount of water coming into the country. He called on Nigerians to continue to adhere to flood preparedness protocols, reaffirming the agency's commitment to the overall flood management in Nigeria. Eight personnel from the Zamfara State Community Protection Guards have been killed in an ambush by armed bandits. While confirming the incident to Channels Television, the commander, Brigadier General Mohammed Lawal, retired, said on Monday morning the bandits ambushed the security personnel at their checkpoint a few kilometers from the outskirts of Safi town, the headquarters of Safi local government area. He added that the personnel were deployed to the area due to the continuous abduction of travelers along the Gusau-Funtua highway, which has reduced drastically since their deployment. General Lawal affirmed the commitment of the government in curbing any security threat in the state. The Community Protection Guards is a security outfit established by Governor Dauda Lawal to complement the efforts of other security agencies in the state. Staying in Zamfara, but this time on health matters, the state government has expressed commitment to improving healthcare services and has embarked on a massive reconstruction, renovation and equipping of hospitals across the state to offer quality services to the residents. The state's Director General of Public Enlightenment, Media and Communication, Mr. Nuhu Anka, said this while inspecting ongoing projects in several hospitals in Gusau, the state capital.
Governor Dauda Lawal of Zamfara State, in his efforts to improve the health sector, declared a state of emergency and began reconstructing, renovating and equipping general hospitals in the state which were previously in poor condition. The hospitals in Kaura Namoda, Maru, Maradun and Nasarawa Burukulu in Bukuyum local government have been completed and inaugurated, while work continues in others. The Director General of Public Enlightenment, Media and Communication, Nuhu Anka, led journalists on an inspection of remodeling projects at Yariman Bakura Specialist Hospital, King Fahad and Farida General Hospitals in Gusau, explaining the purpose of massive renovations.
What you have seen now and what we are about to see in the future has justified what His Excellency said and what he has done on this sector. The state of emergency he declared on health sector, from what we have seen so far, it is our hope and wish that these facilities that are going to be provided will be fully utilized.
The project manager for the remodeling of Yariman Bakura Specialist Hospital and the site manager of Farida General Hospital provided updates on the progress and quality of work.
Of the progress, I can say we are at almost 50 or 60%. because the challenging part is the construction aspect, and then for most of the new structures we were done with the substructure, some were at the rental level, some were at the head cost level, and for the equipment, a lot of it has been procured, and in the shortest period of time it's going to be delivered to the hospital.
As you can see physically, our work is to the world standard, and we are abiding by the agreement of the contract.
At Farida General Hospital, several areas such as the emergency ward, administrative section, perimeter fence, and security posts have been completed and in use, with additional blocks expected to be finished in the next 2 weeks.
The Kebbi State Governor, Mr. Nasir Idris, has expressed deep concern about the recent kidnappings in the state, vowing that the government, in collaboration with security agencies, will do everything possible to rescue the district head and 9 others abducted recently. In a statement issued by his chief press secretary, Mr. Ahmed Idris, the governor described the situation as unfortunate and assured their families that efforts to rescue the victims are underway. Governor Idris also called on residents to provide credible information to assist security operatives in tackling banditry. He emphasized that banditry has no place in Kebbi State and issued a stern warning for criminals to stay clear of the state. Still in Kebbi State, Governor Idris has settled a debt of 18 million naira owed by the state chapter of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, to the Nigeria Christian Pilgrims Commission. The debt is unpaid money for pilgrimage to Jerusalem by Christians from the state. This followed an appeal for intervention by the state CAN chairman, Reverend Ayuba Kanta, when Christians visited the governor at the government house in Birin Kebbi.
Government has started implementing the dividend of democracy, which the leadership of CAN has acknowledged. And they have made some demands from the Kebbi State government, which the government of Kebbi State graciously approved some of their demands. And also they acknowledge the Kebbi State government is executing projects that are having direct bearing to its people. So therefore, this visit is a very historic one, and we thank the CAN chairman and the executives for finding time to be here and also acknowledge the good work the Kebbi State government is doing.
To agriculture now, as floods ravage farmlands, posing a significant threat to food security, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture has unveiled plans for dry season farming to mitigate the losses. The Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Abubakar Kyari, announced this during the flag-off of the 3rd phase of the federal government's food palliative distribution in Birin Kebbi, Kebbi State.
The 2024 rainy season brought serious challenges, with over 850,000 hectares of farmland flooded in Kebbi State. In response, President Bola Tinubu sent the Minister of Agriculture, Abubakar Kyari, to Kebbi to sympathize with the affected farmers and encourage them to prepare for the upcoming dry season.
I am here on behalf of Mr. President to come and commiserate with you on the flooding, and also to make sure that whatever setbacks we had in the wet season due to some places that have encountered drought and flooding, we will make it up, inshallah, in the coming dry season. I should be back within the next couple of months. I will liaise with my brother, the Honorable Commissioner, so that we can work out the elaborate plan to see how we can support our farmers.
Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Abubakar Bagudu, reassured farmers and flood victims of President Tinubu's commitment to support them. He emphasized the president's concern for Kebbi and said the federal government will complement the state's efforts.
Those who know the history of Kebbi and the acknowledgement Mr. President extended, you know that Kebbi alone can feed the nation. But in Mr. President's wisdom, the world is challenged, and therefore when the world is challenged, more support is needed so that vulnerable populations can be supported.
Kebbi State Governor Dr. Nasir Idris expressed gratitude for the federal government's palliatives, which he said would provide relief to vulnerable people. He also highlighted that the state government is implementing affordable mechanized farming methods to prevent food shortages caused by the flooding.
I therefore extend my sincere gratitude to the President for his timely intervention, which brings relief to thousands of households across Kebbi State. Kebbi State has since launched Kaura Agricultural Development Growth Agenda, KADAGI, aimed at modernizing the agricultural landscape for improved productivity and the economic empowerment of our people, and consequently to ensure food security.
The event included goodwill messages from the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Political Matters, Kabiru Ibrahim Masari, and distribution of aid to the beneficiaries.
Still on agriculture, at least 200 local farmers in Katsina State have gone through extensive training on the advanced training of rice knowledge as part of measures to increase productivity. The training, facilitated by a South Korean foundation, was held at the Katsina Old Government House Banquet Hall and has participants drawn from several local government areas in the state. According to the Director General of the Katsina Investment Promotion Agency, Mr. Ibrahim Jimkashi, before the training, farmers were producing less than now. He revealed that in the second phase of the program, 400 farmers alongside 200 extension workers will also be trained.
This year, what you have seen today is a training of 150 farmers, and they have done an extension. But then, primarily, this year they have sunk several boreholes. They have rehabilitated a road of 7 kilometers, and they have constructed 2 dispensaries, 2 classrooms. These are extension to addition. Before the arrival of this foundation in that area, farmers are producing 2.5 tons per hectare to 3 tons per hectare. But today, they are doing more than 8 tons per hectare. And this is, you will now go ahead to say there is improvement in livelihoods, there is improvement in income generation, there is improvement in health-wise, there is equally improvement in girl-child enrollment in the area as a result of the small foundation.
About 10 shops have been destroyed in the recent fire at the Kano Textile Market. The fire, which started in a building which has more than 100 shops, burnt down all textile products, destroying goods worth millions of naira. Eyewitnesses say that they did their best to contain the blaze and salvage some items before the arrival of the fire service. A shop owner, Mr. Musa Abba, recounts the ordeal.
Most of our goods has burned, and we cannot actually specify or make the appropriate result about the loss we are having. We expect our government to look forward to what has happened, because they even send their delegation to come and see, and they have even seen. And the other predecessors of government have come and see what has happened, and they take their record. Now we are waiting, we are on them. If they are ready to assist, we are available for the assistance.
Meanwhile, the Kano State Governor, Mr. Abba Yusuf, has reiterated the commitment of his administration to execute far-reaching reforms in the education sector. Addressing officials of the Chartered Institute of Management and Leadership in Abuja after being conferred with the honor of Fellow of the Institute, Governor Yusuf says the increasing number of out-of-school children in Kano State is being aggressively addressed. He adds that access to quality education remains a top priority of his administration, as the state is working towards increasing school enrollment.
This meeting is between the leadership of the Chartered Institute of Management and Leadership, London, and the government of Kano State. The increasing cases of the number of out-of-school children in Nigeria is the focus of this meeting, as the Chartered Institute of Management and Leadership, London, confers the honor of Fellow of the Institute on the Governor with a mandate to ensure that all children of school age have access to basic education.
In the area of education, it has been so fantastic that today in Kano State, the State College of Education in Kano State is able to have accreditation in most of all their courses by the NCC.
Reforms in the education sector to improve quality and access at all levels are some of the promises made by the governor of Kano State during his campaigns, and he remains determined to fulfill them.
The government is going to continue to support you, is going to collaborate with you in all forms of government for the development of the institute, as well as for the benefit of the good people of the state.
A 2023 report by the National Bureau of Statistics showed that 39.2% of children aged 6 to 15 years were out of school in Kano State. But the governor, who insists that the situation has improved, further promises to construct and renovate schools, improve the welfare of teachers, and secure learning centers.
The Kaduna State government has taken a bold step against desertification by donating 10,000 trees to the Nigerian Defense Academy as part of its plan to plant 10 million trees across the state in the next 4 years. According to the State Commissioner for Environment, Mr. Abubakar Buba, this initiative is part of the Kaduna State's Green Wall project, which aims to tackle the incident and reclaim degraded lands.
Nigeria is facing serious problems with desertification, especially in the northern region. This environmental damage is caused by both natural and human activities like deforestation, overgrazing, unsustainable farming, climate change, soil erosion, and pollution. These issues have long-term effects, such as loss of biodiversity, soil degradation, water shortages, reduced agricultural productivity, increased poverty and migration. The Kaduna State government is taking action to fight desert expansion by planting millions of trees. Governor Ubasani's administration launched a campaign to plant 10 million trees over the next 4 years.
Shall witness today the handing over
at an event where 10,000 trees were handed over to the Nigerian Defense Academy. The Environment Commissioner said that the initiative will help reduce the effects of climate change, prevent oil erosion, and provide habitat for wildlife.
These giant, tremendous efforts of the Academy on massive afforestation to conserve biodiversity is laudable and timely, considering the incessant environmental challenges posed by the adverse effect of climate change. This effort of the Academy will inadvertently implement, consolidate, and the state government commitments towards combating environmental challenges and our dear vision of planting 10 million trees under the leadership of His Excellency, the Governor of Kaduna State, Senator Ubasani, in the next 4 years.
Some of the trees donated to the NDA are economic crops aimed at promoting sustainability. Receiving the trees, the NDA Commandant Major General John Ochao states that this aligns with the Academy's strategy to address environmental challenges like flooding and climate change.
The 10 million trees that this administration wish to plant within the first 4 years of its tenure is a worthy plan, and I'm happy that our 1 million tree campaign is keen into that, and we've already achieved 10% of that plan.
The Kaduna State government has already planted over 1.5 million trees to tackle climate change and desertification. It all aims at creating a sustainable environment.
The politics now. The newly elected chairman of the People's Democratic Party in Sokoto State, Mr. Aliyu Goronyo, has asked party members to rally behind the new leadership to reclaim power in the 2027 elections. Mr. Goronyo, who was re-elected during the party's Congress emphasized the need for unity amongst members and promised to bring a new approach to ensure the party's success in future elections.
The newly elected chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Sokoto State, Aliyu Bello Goronyo, has called on party members to support the new leadership in order to regain power in the 2027 elections. Goronyo was re-elected as chairman during the party's elective congress, where 2,567 delegates participated. He stated that the party will adopt a new strategy to ensure unity among members, working together to achieve success in future elections.
I'm assuring our members of PDP in Sokoto State that PDP is going to open a new chapter in the administration of the second term. We will do all our best to satisfy the needs and aspirations of our members, and we will work wholeheartedly towards the success of the coming election in 2027 in Elazu.
The leader of the party in Sokoto State, Senator Aminu Waziri Tambuwa, congratulated the new state executives and thanked party members for their cooperation, which, according to him, made the process successful.
All of us as leaders of this country must come together and work together, particularly those who are not part and parcel of what is happening today in terms of misgovernance, in terms of running this country aground, to work together to make sure that by the grace of God, through democratic process, we rescue this country in 2027.
The party leadership was chosen through consensus, and voting was held to confirm the process following PDP guidelines and rules. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, observed the process, while the chairman of the elective Congress, Mukhtar Hamad Luga, along with other party members, conducted the Congress.
The total accredited votes was 2,567, out of which Alhaji Bello Aliyu Goronyo scored a total of 2,567 votes, which returns him as the chairman of the PDP in Sokoto State.
The newly elected chairman of the PDP in Sokoto State, Aliyu Bello Goronyo, has called on party members to unite behind the new leadership to reclaim power in 2027.
The governor of Jigawa State, Umar Namadi, has called on the newly elected chairman and councillors from the 27 local government areas to be diligent in carrying out their duties. The governor made a call during the swearing-in ceremony following the local government elections which took place on Saturday in the state. According to the governor, the success of the party proves the loyalty of the people to the All Progressives Congress. The APC won 22 out of the 27 local government areas, while Accord Party won 4 local government and the All Progressives Grand Alliance won 1 local government area. That's the program today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Melinda Akinlami.